against Group C.
The plane starts off in the northern side, ending in the southern side, cutting through shrines, bayfront, refinery, command post, and the sub. Really well divided throughout the map. So it's kind of tough for anyone else to say where is going to be the choke point, where everyone else is going to be, because at this moment of time, everyone else far spread out. You would expect no one to be landing next to each other. So it is probably gonna be a quiet game. I take it back. Why?
You know what they said? I've always believed in
Giants!
because and there we go, right off the bat, awesome against Baby Argon. It's not gonna. They are not gonna go up quiet in the night. And awesome, they really lost one Baby Argon. They want to get something in return, but the turnaround, the flick. Oh my goodness, from Ravs, able to keep himself alive, and suddenly awesome. They are only left with Jack 2.0 against 3 members from Baby Argon. This is not good if you're in the suit of awesome. This is not how you're supposed to go out. 3 points for Baby Argon. Jack has nothing to work with, no utilities, no regeneration. He has to get the heck out of there, and that's exactly what he does. He will abandon Shrine and just take a long journey to safety.
And of course, oh my god, I'm not too sure exactly why they did what they did, but hey, no, you don't really have anything. There's really nothing else that you can do right now after losing 3 of your members other than playing it all passively. In the meantime, we're also going to be taking a look at Bloody Heads. They're going to be right around command post, and I believe that they are going to be finding themselves in between of fires, or rather right in front of the crosshairs of Watch and Learn. Except that Watch and Learn, they are the one that's going to have their back against the wall. Demon currently being knocked down. Venom's HP is literally at a sliver of health. And Bloody Heads is definitely going to be pushing them away from command post and take control of the entire vicinity for themselves.
And what a shot from Blank, just from afar, able to secure that kill for himself, and they have successfully taken over this territory, the command post, and that's exactly what they want. They need this compound to work with. It puts them in a very solid location, but too easy. They are crashing in, so Bloody Head has to be ready for a secondary conflict. At the same time, Freedom Rumble, they are very near Divinity, so we can expect another skirmish happening on the low ground. I think Freedom Rumble, not really sure if they're aware of where Divinity are, but with this much movement from Freedom Rumble, I think Divinity has an inkling that there is an enemy squad nearby.
Are they really gonna go for this though? They can go and scout out and get a little bit of an idea as to what's going on, what team, how many players is at the spot. But it does seem Freedom Rumble, they have decided that they want to play it safe. They want to play it slow. Perhaps also because they don't really have a lot of utilities or good weapons to go for an all-out fight against another team. So Divinity is just going to have the entirety of Bayfront for themselves, and the first circle will only be closing in in 45 seconds. And at this point of time, most teams will just bump up from place to place. They would want to find out, they would like to find more loot for themselves, but it also means that they will be extremely vulnerable, like Bloody Head right now.
Yep, and VPH Velocity taking a couple of pot shots, not able to land on anyone. And Feitan was able to clip onto Blank a bit, but being on this watchtower means that you're completely isolated as Pox also gets tagged. But Bloody Head seems like they are just going to continue rotating. They do leave ZJ behind just to be on flank watch, and if Feitan is not careful, they can actually take him out and clear out this entire area. But at the same time, you can see VPH Velocity are on the outskirts. In case Bloody Head wants to try something funny, they have those reinforcements ready. And seems like Mark is going to be the first one to fire that shot towards Feitan, and that's going to give VPH Velocity some intel to work with as well.
And command post being inside of the zone is going to be a good news for Bloody Heads as well as Velocity. The both of them is just going to be firing pot shots at one another until one person gets nicked right into the head. But I think Blank does have a small little idea that Velocity is rushing right onto the watchtower where he is. But the grenades just did not quite land at where they wanted it to be. And now, bailing out of the scenario, it is definitely going to be a tougher situation for Velocity to play at, as Blank pops up the time turner and just waits for the perfect opportunity. But, well, nothing comes into fruition right now. They are just throwing shots at one another. None of them is landing the right shots, the right headshots, or perhaps even incapacitating their opponents just yet.
And at the same time, watch and learn. Look at where Clanks is. He is on this high ground, on the roof, and he's watching everything unfold. And this is kind of discipline, right? He gathers the intel, probably reports it back to his team. Doesn't have to get himself involved. But I do like what Bloody Hit Blank did, as he was able to prevent this push from VPH Velocity. So now VPH Velocity, they will go for a different approach where they wrap around the perimeter of this compound and just try to inch closer and closer to Bloody Hit and take control of command posts through these military tents. But the problem is, with this kind of rotation, they won't be able to get clear view of where Bloody Hit are, while Bloody Hits will completely see where VPH Velocity are coming from. So Bloody Hits have most of the area covered. They just need to make sure that when it comes to the crucial part to take a fight, they win those fights.
Winning a fight is definitely one thing that they want to have, but what's going to be the next course of action? Do they want to understand? Do they want to understand and stay in the same place, or do they want to get the hell out of there as soon as possible? Because we're talking about Calamari after all. Here in Kalahari, they are very. I mean, zip lines happens from place to place. It's really fast. People can just come in and swoop in for the kill real fast as well. Once you have an overextended team fight, everyone else is going to know exactly where you are. And looking at the kill feeds itself, they can also know which team is stuck there, which team is the one that is at the certain direction. And if that specific team is your rival and you really want to bring them out, you can hit your way over and bring them out while they are at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and I think this is gonna be another Mexican standoff that will last for a long time. You can see Too Easy, they're pretty much trapped, but it seems like VPH Velocity, they draw first blood, and it's going to allow them to take control of this watchtower. That is absolutely crucial. They needed this kind of control, but Bloody Hairs, they will not go down without a fight. Losing ZJ like that is pretty detrimental because he is the anchor for Bloody Hairs to control this compound, but losing that watchtower to VPH Velocity gives them such an advantage, so much advantage over detecting where the rest of Bloody Hits are. So kudos to VPH Velocity. Bloody Hits, I don't think they can retreat from command post. They probably will have to find a way to deal with VPH Velocity as the circle closes in. But at the same time, you can see on the eastern side, on the right side of the map, a lot of teams are congregated in this particular area, and it seems like AB Ligers, they've already lost Shogun early on, so not the strong start that they had like in Bermuda. But there's still a chance for them to survive until the later stages.
Back onto the scenario between Bloody Heads as well as Velocity. Velocity's tenacity has definitely won them over in this fight against Bloody Heads. Now that they have completely overran the compound where Bloody Heads is, they have the places in the tent. They managed to take the members away from the watchtower, and all they gotta do right now is brute force their way and destroy the members of Bloody Heads one after another as they vault into the wall, or rather vault into the building, and bring down every single one of the members from Bloody Heads and put them into a pedestal at 11th place. Congratulations over to Velocity. That is a very convincing win from their side. I give it to them. Great tenacity. And of course, they are very dedicated into understanding what is the anchor, what is the main ways that they can destroy Bloody Heads. And the answer is ZJ.
Yeah, and just systematically dismantling Bloody Hits formation. So just they understood what to do and they executed it to perfection. Also, it was slightly on Bloody His as well, right? You would expect them to have some sort of a response to that, but apparently Bloody His, they don't seem too prepared for these kind of execution from VPH Velocity, as Clank from Watch and Learn, the only survivor, is just going to stay on top of that radio tower for as long as he can, as the rest of the squad, they are probably going to rotate in. We are getting ready for our third circle pretty soon. Legend Rumble, the full squad still pretty much alive. They will have to move into the inner circle again, as it is not in their favor. So we're getting closer and closer towards the center of the map, which I believe AV Ligers is somewhere close by, but we just have to see. Yeah, there we go. We're actually heading more towards Bayfront. So we have a steady squad, Freedom Rumble, maybe Argon is also in the vicinity, Divinity at the corner as flank watch. It's going to be an interesting push in from the southeastern side.
There is still a lot of time for these players to play. We're looking at the third circle, about to close into the fourth circle in 30 seconds time, with 10 teams remaining. We only have a Legends Rumble in the southwestern side. We've got Fast Kill MY that managed to group in, go for the kill against the members from Baby Argons, and we're only left with a single member from Baby Argons right now, inside of the current circle, somewhere in the northwestern side. And it doesn't seem like Fast Kill MY is going to stop until they completely annihilate the team of Baby Argons, though. So I'm really looking forward to see how that is going to be, because we do have AV Ligers that's coming in from the northern side. We are going to be expecting quite some chaos real soon. And speaking of chaos, the one that is going to be, well, emitting the sound through the horizons is going to be the sounds of AWM. And in the meantime, really good try of stacking coming in from Fast Kill MY, but unfortunately they weren't able to do that. We do have a circle that just comes right in, going to be consuming the members of Velocity right now. Reduce is going to be knocked down thanks to the zone now. And the Pugna is going to be the last member remaining from Velocity.
Yep, and that's almost a total loss for Velocity. Divinity, on the other hand, they were able to make it out, but they did lose one of their members in the process. Vasco and Y now caught between the rock and the hard face. They're going up against AV Ligers, and here we go. They swarm from AV Ligers, going to take out Yun. They also was able to take out Noob. And that means that Fast Kill MY, they're down to the final two members. Stain is trying his best with that shotgun, but he does land his shot. So that's one for Fast Kill MY. Can they shut down AV Ligers though? Chillers also gets down, and Stain doing a lot of work. His buddies are coming bad as well with the backup. AV Ligers falling apart. This is not how it's supposed to be. The glue wall comes out. Bad not able to land his shot, and he's gonna be punished instead. But the wraparound from the side of AV Ligers did not work out, and Bad somehow lands his kill. Stain takes out Chill. What is happening? AV Ligers bombs out, and Fast Kill MY survives that.
Shut down.
Well, that is quite a chaos indeed. But you know what? That is not gonna be all, because coming in from Steady Squad, they are gonna be on a higher ground, and they do have eyes on literally everyone in this lobby. And looking at that, it does seem like Fast Kill MY is going to be the first person that comes into the crosshairs with Lemon and Taken. Wait, Lemon, Taken, someone that is from Legends Rumble took the kill, and it's not Lemon at all. So unfortunately for the side of Steady Squad, they did not take that free kill off of the opponent's hands. But Legends Rumble at the bottom side of the ridge, they are gonna be a-okay for the time being, because for the side of SS, they just don't want to overcompensate themselves. They do not want to jump down the ridge just to kill the opponents. They are fine with leaving Legends Rumble on that side of the ridge. But one thing that they should really consider is to look at their backs, because Freedom Rumble is creeping from behind. And this is where Axel opens fires right onto the side of Freedom Rumble. Most of them has already popped the glue wall, and boop, someone actually flew up to the roof, and Axel knows exactly what is going on. He can't stay outside for way too long. Maybe, or Axel doesn't seem like he knows at all what is going on at all.
And in a pretty tough spot in Freedom Rumble with their maneuver, they were able to take control of this compound, at least get a bit more ground. Lemon caught on the low ground, and he's not going to be able to survive that Freedom Rumble. Suddenly, they are the one on the roof, and they do have control of the compound. And unfortunately, if you're Legend Rumble, you have to push up the ridge and into the crosshair of Freedom Rumble. But it's still possible for Legend Rumble to win this hour, as MS25 is also down. Freedom Rumble, they have 3 members to work with. Legend Rumble with multiple duels. Not going to protect them for too much, though. The angle is not correct, and it's going to be between the low ground and the high ground. The spray coming in from Drag is just not going to connect. They do down now. MS25 finishes off that member of the side of Legend Rumble, and now immediately Drag's going to jump to a low ground and take this by head on. Drops the time turner, going absolutely ham. He just one more to go. Can he do it? Just break up through, but he gets down instead. Freedom Rumble goes down, and it's Legend Rumble that pulls through with the booyah for this final round.
But